didn't know you were dyslexic. I just had an idea that you were. I had suspicions that you were because your father is dyslexic. I was very relieved, particularly because the primary schools you went to just dismissed the suggestion. It took a long time. I said right from the beginning when you first started school that I thought you were dyslexic. You had a speech delay. You weren't interested in reading. You clearly found it very difficult learning to read. I was told things like, oh, she's disruptive, she's not paying any attention, she's not showing any interest, and I kept saying, but I think that's because she's dyslexic. And so she's finding it difficult to keep up.
I think you tried really, really hard. I think English was definitely something that didn't come naturally to you. It was definitely something that you found incredibly difficult, but you worked at it and you were always asking for help and always asking for where you could improve. You would stay behind for revision sessions, which meant that we could spend a bit more time working one-to-one on things, and I think that it paid off when it came to the exams and you did really well. I think you struggled with spelling. I think sometimes you struggled with really understanding what the question was asking you to do, which a lot of people struggle with, but I think particularly with your dyslexia, it sometimes made it difficult for you to understand what the questions were asking you to do. And I think sometimes you struggled with understanding, particularly of Shakespeare. I think Macbeth, you got the storyline down really well, but then when it came to actually looking at the language, I think you found that probably quite difficult as well. I think probably for everybody their effort is different. There will be good days and bad days, but I would say generally most of the time you put in a large amount of effort, especially compared to a lot of other people in that group. I think you worked hard pretty much all the time. You were pretty consistent. You were enthusiastic about certain aspects and about as enthusiastic as you could be. I think when it came to having to act out things, you would do it maybe a little bit reluctantly. But I think you enjoyed English. I think you enjoyed our lessons. I hope you enjoyed our lessons. And yeah, you were enthusiastic when you needed to be.
Some dyslexics, on the other hand, do very well using spoken words, but have severe problems when writing or reading accurately. Growing up with dyslexia was very, very hard for me because in primary school I didn't know what I had. I didn't know what was stopping me from reading and writing. Growing up, I never understood why my writing was different from other students at primary school. Like my writing was always messy and always, it was never straight, and I could never understand why. I was never told why. When I got to St. Peter's and they'd done a test, I was grateful because I knew what was stopping me. I knew how to overcome being dyslexic. And St. Peter's did help me, and I'm grateful for that. I struggled with my dyslexia. I struggled a lot with reading, writing and spelling. And I think I was determined, looking back at my high school years, I was determined to overcome dyslexia and not let it fail me in my GCSE. That's my struggles with dyslexia.